children are at risk of contracting potentially deadly diseases like dysentery.
The United Nations says it's not getting the aid it needs from international donors to help them. Haider Yacqub is the Pakistan director for the children's charity called Plan International. He joins us from Islamabad this morning. Mr. Yacqub, thanks very much for joining us. Children, of course, some of the most vulnerable people who are at risk in a situation like this. What's the position at the moment?
Yeah, you are absolutely right. Whenever there is a disaster, children are at the forefront, and this disaster was no excuse as well. There are about 3.5 million children, according to the UN report, who have been affected by this disaster, and they are out there in the open. There has been a response from the government, who has ordered that they'll be diverting their development budget to this, but then those resources are meager. There's need for international development organizations and other philanthropists and civil society and rich people to come together and help children in this difficult time.
What do the children need? What are you able to do for them right now?
Up till now, Plan has been providing them with shelter in form of tents. We are providing them with nutritious food, milk, warm food in the beginning, and now food in form of rations to their parents. We are providing them health kits. We are also providing social and psychological care to the children and developing safe spaces where children can come together and be away for a little while and get the rest of the and be normal for a little time. They can be normal children.
The United Nations saying only a quarter of the emergency aid that's been called for has actually arrived. Why do you think relief efforts being so sluggish internationally?
I feel it was because of the magnitude. People did not realize that how far this flood water would affect. People did not realize how big the magnitude of the problem would be. People thought floods do happen and they are usually confined to a certain location. But this particular flood has gone all the way from the north of the country to the Arabian Sea, affecting all the five provinces and territories in the way, and affecting about 20 million people. And I don't think even the international community could have been ready so quickly. But now, as the situation is emerging and pictures are coming from those areas, and we still have rains continuing and forecasted as for another 10 days, I feel there's a dire need for everyone to come together and help. Plan is trying its best to be up in front and go to the children, because children are not always the main stakeholders for other development organizations.
What happens to those children who are in need if the aid that's being called for doesn't get through to them?
Well, what we try to do is we are working with volunteers. We are training the government officials also on child protection. So this is another mechanism through which, if everywhere the development agencies can't reach, the civil society or local NGO partners can get to them and provide them the facilities. The responsibility is government, and we are working with the government to strengthen their systems so that all children are protected from disaster. Not just this, all the disasters which might happen anywhere else in the world too.
Okay. Haider Yacqub in Islamabad, thank you very much. Thank you.